Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and oh boy, we have got a brand new mod that just released. This is literally released like, I don't know, maybe half an hour ago, and it is the SAUROPHAGONAX. Here it is, look at this thing, a giant Allosaurus looking thing. So, let's just get straight into this and start off with the subspecies, and then we can get further into it. So, we have A and X, which is the default one, 10% stamina recovery. A fragilis, 20% bleed damage. S maximus, 5% attack damage. And then back to A and X. So it only has those three subs, which is pretty cool. Here's the default skin with pattern 1. That looks pretty nice. And here's the female one. It's very pale, I like that. Anyway, let's spawn in and see what this thing has in store for us, shall we? Okay, so, gave myself some marks, spawned in, and oh boy, this thing's already looking fresh. Wow, okay. So, first impression on the trot, it's a little different. You know, it raises its head pretty high, this looks alright. How about the walk? It's just a bit slower, and the sprint. Oh, now that feels like a dinosaur. I like that. That looks pretty good. Right, let's have a look at some of its abilities, shall we? And then I will go have a look in a more open space. So, also, that's the sit and sleep animation. I like that, looks pretty nice. Alright, so we have passives. Berserker Madness. While within 50 meters of a bleeding creature, shortens your cooldowns by 25%. Wow. Tyrant Despot, increase Allosaurus and Concavenator damage, armor at abnormal conditions for heal, so that's like bleed, venom, poison, fracture, by 10%, and it doesn't seem to do itself, only those. That's pretty weird, but cool. Bite, causes medium damage and light bleed. Piercing Bite, this is on head slots by the way, causes high damage and moderate bleed. Every successful hit reduces enemy acceleration by 25% and max stamina by 10% stacks twice. Okay, so you can reduce someone's max stam by 20% and their acceleration by 50%. That's pretty good. Then we also have Relishing Bloodbath, a dual hit that causes high damage and moderate bleed per hit. And Royal Guillotine, delayed lunge bite that deals mage damage and high bleed. So this thing seems like it's just focused on bleed and damage, which is pretty cool. It's a good combo. Let me just put these abilities on, and we will have a look at these first and then the other two bites afterwards. So here is the default bite. Let me get into the sun a little bit. Here we are. Right, here's the default bite. Whoa, that is a sound and a half. Let's do that again. I like that. That's a meaty sound. That animation's nice. A bit quick, but it looks nice. And here's the... Hold on, let me get this bite's name. Piercing Bite. Whoa! That is a quick animation. Okay. This thing's very snappy, but also feels like it would hit hard. Then we have Relishing Bloodbath and Royal Guillotine. So we'll do Royal Guillotine first, then Relishing Bloodbath. Here is Royal Guillotine. Ooh, okay, so it's like a little lunge attack. Okay, we're gonna do that one again. That's a weird attack, so it's a lunge. Okay, so it pushes you forward a little bit and does a quick bite. That's pretty cool. And here is this Relishing Bloodbath. Oh, that's good. I like that. That's a heavy attack. Does a nice little slam with its claws and then its bite. That's pretty cool. Senses, a wall to overcome. Herbivores within 25 meters have their sprint, drain increased by 10% and their abnormal condition heal reduced by 10%. So once again, that's bleed, venom, bone break, poison, all that, fracture, you know. Okay, that's a bit crazy actually. Blood-driven Madness increases stamina recovery by 15% and trot by 10% when within 50 meters of a bleeding creature. Cool. Disgruntled Alliance increases damage by 15% for SAUROPHAGONAX when there's another SAUROPHAGONAX in your team. However, the damage dealt to other SAUROPHAGONAX in your team is increased by 25%. Okay, so I don't know if that has a limit, but just by reading this, if you have a SAUROPHAGONAX and you're also one, so that's two, then you get 15% damage for both, so that's 30% damage. But then you also take 25%, I think, just by biting each other. I think it's just makes friendly fire hurt a little bit more. That's a bit of a confusing ability. And Reigning King increases ally Allosaurus and Concavenator damage by 10%. This ability also provides you and your henchmen a 5% armor buff. Doesn't work with the Saurophagonax. Okay, so this thing's like the Achilla beta of Saurophagonax. That's pretty cool. I like that. Then we have Front Limb, Triple Sever, a claw attack that hits up to 3 times, deals more damage to heavier enemies. Okay. And Severing Barrage, a dual claw attack that reduces enemy bleed heal by 10% per stack, stacking up to 5 times. Okay, so once again, this is basically an attack that Achilla beta has. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I like that. This thing sounds cool so far. And we'll have a look at the Severing Barrage. Okay, so that one hits twice, the other one hits 3 times. I like that. They look pretty nice. Metabolism, Lord of Lizard Eaters, able to eat fresh meat and bones. That's all it has there. Hide, Benevolent Monarch, increases ally Allosaurus and Concavenator stamina and health recovery by 25%. Blood-drenched skin, when low on health, your armor increased by 20%. Demon Blood, heal abnormal conditions, 40% faster, so again that's bleed, venom, poison, bone break, fracture, so that one's pretty cool. Backlimb, Lunging Snap, lunging bite that deals major impact damage and shortens cooldowns by 25% on successful hit. And Tyrant Temper Tantrum, a medium damaging attack with front feet that hits upon 2 times, locks you in place when used, shortens cooldown by 25% on first hit. Okay, so one's a bite and one is a foot attack. I'm a little confused about that, but we shall have a look-see. Okie dokie, right. Let's try the Lunging Snap first. Oh, okay, that's weird. Sorry about that. So it does like a little skip forward if you use it while standing still. Let's see what it's like when I'm running with it. So I'm running. Okay, it does a little lunge and it pushes itself forward a little bit. That's pretty cool. And we'll have a look at Tyrant Temper Tantrums. This does the same thing, but it hits twice. So, you know, you might want to use this, but it locks you in place. Oh, it's 2 stomps, and that is an Allosaurus noise, I think, from, I don't know, where have I heard that? Actually, no, that sound is also in the Carcharodontosaurus roar, one of them. I remember it. Anyway, tail abilities. Duke rapidly turns face and changes direction, and tail attack causes knockback. We will have a look-see at these. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet, by the way, it's very early in the morning. It's precisely 4 AM. Right, here's the tail attack. Pretty standard tail attack. And let's have a look at the Duke animation. Oh, I'm also gonna see what I would have in a generic build. Like, this thing's just released, so I don't know what's best, but I'm by the end of this video, I'll have what I think is best. Right, here's Duke. It's a bit of a slow one for a Duke, but not bad. Decent cooldown. And Voice. Exalted King. Increase your damage by 10% and bleed damage by 20%. Let's slap that there. And Lord of Lizard Eaters reduces all armor of nearby herbivores by 10%. If they are sauropods, it's by 20%. Cool. Or by an extra 20%, so a total of 30%, I think. And Loyal Subjects increase turn radius or turn rate of all allied Allosaurus and Concavenator by 15% and the heal rate by 25%. Okay, let's do some math real quick. So, the heal rate by 25% there, then another 25% there, then another 10% there, and then another 10% there. Okay, this thing buffs Allosaurus and Concavenator by a huge chunk. But either way, let's hear Exalted King. That's a pretty cool name. Oh, I like that. That's a pretty nice roar. And it's on a 3.5 minute cooldown. Right, let's do /clear cooldowns. There we are. And we will slap on Lord of the Lizard Eaters. So that one that I just did, that increases damage and bleed by 10 and 20%. And this one will reduce armor of nearby herbivores by 10% if they're sauropods by an extra 20%, so 30% in total. And here it is. Oh, that's quite nice. 4-minute cooldown on that. Although the smoke is a bit below the jaw. It's a bit, you know, but looks pretty good. Right, / clear cooldowns. And if I'm not mistaken, this one just buffs Allosaurus and Conch's turn radius by 15% and their heal rate by 25%. Not health, heal rate. Oh, is it heal rate? Let me check. Yeah, it's their heal rate, okay. And here it is. That's the Allosaurus broadcast, I think. The animation, at least. That sounds pretty cool, though. 5-minute cooldown's hefty, though. Okay, right. Let's have a look at what I would put on a regular build. So I'd have that. Then I'd probably also put this one. That one. Triple Sever. Demon Blood. Lunging Snap. Duke. And Exalted King. So I don't normally do best build videos, but you know, the stuff that I've got on right now I think would be pretty good in a generic build. Anyway, now that that's out of the way with, thank God, we can get onto its skins and then some of its voice calls. So we have the default skin here, then we've got Jaramillo, Goliath, and Schist, I think, and these are all free skins. These 4 come for free. Then you've got Ebaba, Red, Tiger, Monitor, Varinus, Albino, Melanistic, Royal, Osmium. Oh, I like that one. And Solistis, I think. I like that one as well. They look pretty cool. And yeah, so like I say, the first 4 are free. This thing turns pretty well for its size, because this is bigger than Allosaurus, I think. So that is not too bad. Actually, let's do something real quick. / get. I don't normally do stats during these, but this thing has 750 health, so I'm guessing it's a 4 slot, and yeah, that's pretty good. So I think this is just a bigger Allosaurus that has some pretty cool stuff. Now let's hear its broadcast and such. So here is the. Let me get into the sun a bit so it looks nicer. Here is the broadcast. Wow, okay, I like that. That's very expressive. Let's do it again. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Then we've got the friendly. It's very shaky around the throat there. The threaten. Ooh. Oh, finishes with 2 threaten bites. I like that. Distress call. Ooh, I like that one as well. Sounds very hurt. And this is one you'd hear if you typed in chat. It's pretty cool. And the shake. Pretty default shake. Look around. Whoa, that was quick. Okay, that was pretty quick. And the question mark. Oh, it's like a threat, or maybe to do with mating? I don't know. Looks weird, and this is just the friendly call again. But overall, this thing is pretty damn cool. I like it. Man, SAUROPHAGONAX. This thing's, you know, it's gonna be a fun thing to play around with. I don't know if I'm gonna play it personally. I'm not too into the Allosaurid type things. I'm more of a sauropod guy, but I guess that means I'll be fighting these things a lot, I hope. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and make sure to enjoy this mod. Please don't send any hate about it. You know, if it's strong on release, just let the mod team do what they want with it. You know, if they nerf it or whatever, that's up to them. Just don't hate them, just be chill, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Make sure to you know, take care of yourself. Leave a like, share, subscribe maybe if you want. I don't know. Leave a comment. And enjoy Allosaur. No, not Allosaurus NX. No, it's SAUROPHAGONAX. Enjoy Bugger. Enjoy SAUROPHAGONAX. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.